560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Dade Broward. In other counties, call toll-free at 877-785-6345. Verizon Wireless users can call for free by dialing pound 560. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or callers do not represent those of WQAM's management, staff, or sponsors. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
I'm dying over here.
Never washed his hair or seemed to have a care, Cobain. His name was Kurt, now he's pushing up dirt, Cobain. Wiping drool from his chin, doing heroin, Cobain.
I have no life.
Nirvana was hot, and now it's Kurt they ain't got, Cobain. He got high, said goodbye, then he died, Cobain. Made $1 million an hour, never took a shower, Cobain. He's a #1 hit in heaven's big mosh pit, Cobain. He'll meet Elvis the King and say grunge was my thing, Cobain.
Absolutely.
So if you're filled with doubt, don't take Kurt's way out, Cobain. He got high, said goodbye, then he died, Cobain.
Well, we'll see. We're going to have the whole Kurt Cobain story on today, aren't we, for at least 10, 15 seconds?
Lovely.
Because Kurt Cobain was murdered, maybe, or maybe not. How about Jim Morrison? He might have done it, you know? Jim Morrison might have actually come, he might still have been alive, like they say, and maybe he was afraid that Kurt Cobain was going to take his place in rock and roll history, and maybe just sneaked up behind him and blew his brains out, you think?
Maybe.
Speaking of people getting their brains blown out, 21 coalition troops dead in the last 3 days. The beginning of the show, we bring you the bad news every day to try to get out of the way, and of course the mainstream media, they're actually talking about it on CNN right now, which is about time.
It's worth it, though.
U.S. troops battled Iraqi guerrillas today on the edges of Fallujah, which hundreds of Marines and Iraqi troops have surrounded in a major operation to pacify one of Iraq's most violent cities. The military reports now 5 Marines killed in that area. The Americans were killed by hostile fire Monday, bringing to 5 the number of Marines killed that day, so that's 10, and you can't even keep count anymore. In northern Baghdad's Kazimiya district, 3 U.S. soldiers were killed, all members of the 1st Armored Division, so the bottom line is 21 more in the last 3 days. And the death just continues, but like you said, El Presidente tells us it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
And June 30th, don't forget, June...
About 30, man.
That's going to be the day we're going to hand over the keys of the kingdom, and they're going to say, all right, we got everything under control, aren't they?
No.
No. Chaos. On a much brighter note, Behind the Beaded Curtain today, if you're over the age of 100,
Yeah.
and if you got 55 pieces of ID, and if all your relatives will sign away their lives to you, you might be able to take a peek. And you keep your eye on John Ashcroft, on his photo on there, because his eyes continue moving. Those beady eyes of his. So be sure you have your hands above the counter when you click on our thing. We got Natasha Henstridge today.
Very nice.
Natasha was born in Springdale, Newfoundland, Canada, in 1974, which makes her...
About 30, man.
And raised in Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. At the age of 14, she left home to begin her modeling career in the highly competitive Paris fashion world. She landed her first cover on French Cosmopolitan when she was only 15, and has since graced the covers of many international fashion magazines. She also appeared in commercials for products such as Lady Stetson, Oil of Olay, can we say that? Oil of O, and Old Spice, which Beast and I were talking about Old Spice just before the show. That's the new fragrance that the Crow is wearing now.
Yeah, no more French perfume.
No more that the cashmere bouquet crap. He must be moving up in the world. The Crow's got the really heavy-duty stuff now.
How about you and the Meeb, Trob, the Meeb, the Glob? Okay?
I'll pass. Anyway, now she lives in L.A., Natasha, and she divides time between the two coasts and continues to be in demand as a model while pursuing a blossoming career as an actress. And if you check the picture out, she appears to be blossoming nicely.
Yes.
Natasha won an award for Best Kiss in a Movie Isn't that something? Well, that was the MTV 96 Movie Awards. Best Kiss in a Movie, Species, was the movie with Species co-star Anthony Guidera. You know who that is?
No.
I don't either. But you'll know who Natasha is when you take a peek at our beaded curtain today. And again, you must have several pieces of ID. Now, we got a big opening day today for the Marlins. Oh! Let's hear it for those Marlins, which we love them big time on this show right now, which we are getting paid by the pound today because we got Zach sitting where Josh Cordes usually sits, because Josh is out there holding Dave Van Boring's hand at the ballpark.
Good morning,
Josh Cordes yesterday said Dave Van Boring is living up to his name big time. Isn't that what he said? Something like that.
Okay.
I don't want to create a problem for him out there, but he thinks Van Boring is just terminal, and he's right. Well, I mean, we can't like everybody. I'll tell you who we like, right? We like Boog a lot.
We like Boog
Right?
Yeah.
We love Boog a lot. Boog
Boog.
is good. He's a little rock and rolly. Hey, it's a high and outside for ball one. A little rock and rolly, but he's great. And I don't know why he didn't take the job with the Mets. Wouldn't you take the job with the Mets if he really was offered that job?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was as good as this one.
What do you mean by that?
Because I think they have a 3-man booth instead of a 2-man booth, so he'd be getting less innings.
Come on. You wouldn't rather, with his talent and his future, you wouldn't rather be doing in New York at the Big Apple as opposed to a horse and buggy place like South Florida, which they got 60,000 screaming phonies going to be there today, and tomorrow there'll probably be 7,000 or 8,000? Come on.
I got one word for you.
What?
Money.
Yeah. So there's more money on the deal he's got here, is what you're saying. Well, I mean, short-term money is not the long-term fix. Oh, sorry, Zach.
Hey, come
anyway,
on.
here's the red. Hey, by the way, welcome Zach to our show. He's sitting on that side today, and tomorrow he's going to be sitting where the beast is sitting right now, so to make a nice big indentation there for him. He'll feel comfortable. He'll fit right in.
Trying to break in the seats.
Yeah, break in the seat. Anyway, here's the poll result about the Marlins that we took yesterday. It's looking pretty good for David Sampson, as a matter of fact. See, let's look at the glass being very full, like the ballpark today, and then afterward we can all say,
We did it!
yeah, over and over again we can say,
We did it!
1,850 votes, and that was our second poll yesterday, so we can definitely say,
We did it!
how much do you care about the Marlins? It's opening day!
All right.
Not at all, zero, nada. 570, 30.8%. That was my vote. I'm being honest. I'm not going to be a phony like so many of you people. I'm not a baseball fan. And if I were a baseball fan, I'd probably still be a Marlin fan. I like the Marlins okay. I'm just fed up with baseball. It makes me nauseous.
You're un-American.
And it's boring, which you admitted yesterday.
I did not.
And plus, you're a Red Sox fan.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and also, guess what starts tomorrow night? In honor of the Beast. Tomorrow's the first playoff series, NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Bruins in Montreal will be going at it tomorrow night in Boston.
There you go.
At least they'll have a full crowd for that game. Talk about attendance, man. They just don't draw flies in that Fleet Center. I think they should have stayed in the Garden, don't you?
Yeah, with the obstructed views.
Well, hey, listen, but at least they used to pack it. They were packing it in there, which I think since they made it illegal, they had to move to the Fleet Center. And you can't say Fleet Enema Center no more either because then you'll go to jail. Anyway, 572, almost 31% said they don't care at all about the Marlins, which I think is just disgraceful, even though it's true. I'm a fan. I go to a few games, 487. A little bit. They care a little bit, 440. In other words, enough to watch a couple of pitches here, a couple there. They're channel surfing. Oh, there, I'll watch for half an inning. A lot. I'm a huge fan. Honest, 238, only 12.8%. And I'm a baseball fan, but not a Marlin fan, which we added belatedly. We should have had that on the beginning. 113 or 6%. So actually, if you take away not at all, or I'm a fan of another team, you got about 37%. So that means 63%, almost 2/3.
You turd.
Say that they care at least a little bit, which I think is something, right?
Right.
If you look at it from a positive viewpoint.
Right.
They may not care like a whole lot. There are a whole bunch of people that care enough to be there today, but then tomorrow they'll find, we don't have any money. We can't come back again. Because it's not happening. I mean, I know I'm way out on the limb on this one. Everybody else understands it, and I've been a baseball fan since I was a little kid, which I'm not anymore, but either one. But I just, the opening day thing just leaves me limp.
It's a holiday, man. Everyone around here is festive.
It's a holiday. Plus it is Easter week, and it's Pesach week, and in fact, you can go out to the stadium and break bread or break matzah, whichever you choose, all depending upon your poison.
Yeah.
And all you Orthodox Jews in Brooklyn, quit burning the bread in those fires there. The weather, the inclement weather and the wind and everything has been blowing the fires all around, and they've been catches on their deadlocks, as a matter of fact. On their bagels and deadlocks. Not a good idea. I guess you can't eat like regular bagels during Pesach, can you? No. Sorry. So they're burning their bread and bagels in these big barrels, I guess.
Right.
I never heard of that before. Did you?
No.
Did you hear that? Let's see, we got 3 fat Jews on the show today. I think this is pretty exciting. We got a nice short 2-hour show. Let me give you today's poll right off the bat because we don't have a lot of time. We don't have too much time to diddle around today. Can I say that?
No.
Too much time to around. And we got a whole new bunch of, thanks to Bill Cobain, bleeps.
Greg!
In other words, little drop-ins, so if there's a word we can't say, we can say, hey, we're having a really of a time today. Yeah, and then in honor of Pharrell, we got that. Too bad he ain't going to be at the ballpark, right? Giving away, although we don't need him today to give away thousands of tickets to fill up sections like he used to, so that everybody can go out and of course, next time he comes back into town, Zach will be out there at the ballpark passing out free goodies to everybody, all little kids. I can't tell you what kind of goodies they're going to be, but anyway, here's today's poll. Based on all that's happened, well, listen, don't blame me for that, Zach. That was the Beast yesterday. Said you got a drug problem.
A drug problem?
Based on all, it's just a joke. Don't get all uptight now like George. The last thing we need, George is on vacation this week. We don't need another uptight, unhappy camper in there. It's a festive day. It's the holidays now. It's Expos and the Marlins at 1:20, the pregame at 12:45, and, well, nothing's perfect, so we got Joe Zagacki at the stadium at noon. Boy, can you imagine listening to Joe Zagacki and Dave Van Boring on the same day? Oh, man, that is something. Yeah. Talk about a snooze fest at the ballpark. Anyway, let's get serious. That was the Beast snoring. You do know that.
Yeah, it is me.
That was a beautiful thing. That was actually for real. Anyway, based on all that's happened, what's your current take on the war in Iraq? Especially with all these dead bodies now, it's getting to be really grotesque and getting to be unwieldy and nasty. I support it 100%. I think it had to be done, but it was poorly planned. I'm not sure yet. Over, what does that say? Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd. It was based on lies, or it was based on lies and Bush should be impeached. I think we covered all the bases there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Let me read the choices again. Based on all that's happened, what's your current take on the war in Iraq? I support it 100%. I think it had to be done, but it was poorly planned. I'm not sure yet. Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd. It was based on lies, or it was based on lies and Bush should be impeached.
Oh!
Those are your choices on today's fantastic, very scientific poll. 12 minutes after 10 at 560 WQN. Don't forget, Kurt Cobain will be our guest today. Oh, and guess what else we got, thanks to Boca Bryant?
What?
Remember how the goddess Randy on Air America had Nader on? Remember that?
Okay, sure.
that wasn't the right cut.
Jimmy Carter made a statement the other day about...
I mean, I'm not playing it because, first of all, that would be bad. It would kill some time. But we got that, too, just for a rainy day.
Sure.
Spring into savings right now and save like never before on a great new car truck from Armstrong Toyota of Homestead. You'll find them on US 1, 20 minutes south of the 836. And Armstrong Toyota of Homestead is worth the drive to save lots of cash on great new Toyotas. We're talking thousands in savings. Check out these great lease prices. An 04 Camry or 4Runner, just $269 a month for 48 months. How about an 04 Highlander? You pay only $309 a month. Need a truck? How about an 04 Toyota Tundra, the safest truck in America? You pay only $179 a month for 48 months, chump change. These are just some of the great savings going on right now at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead. General Manager David Rich and his staff will do just about anything under the sun to put you in a great new Toyota today. They want to cut you a deal. So experience for yourself the Armstrong Toyota of Homestead difference. Locally owned and operated, committed to 100% customer satisfaction, too. The service department's open late till 8 weeknights to make sure your service work is done and done right, and it's easy to get there. They're at US 1 and 293rd and Homestead, just 20 minutes south of the 836. Armstrong Toyota of Homestead offers free tires, batteries, and replacement parts for life. You heard right. Tires, batteries, and free parts for life. Nobody else does that. So don't waste your time with those mega dealers or car giants who overpromise and underdeliver and get you into their dealership under some phony song and a dance. Do the smart thing. Call David Rich, the GM at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead right now for an unbeatable deal. Call 305-242-3247. 305-242-3247. Drive a little and save a lot. Thousands on that great new Toyota at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
No. Manny Ramirez.
But brother, he be talking on the radio late at night. He be talking about sports when he ain't white. That's right. That's what he be sounding like. Yo. Whoa. Roll me the show. Lord have mercy. Out there. Roll, he'll be the show. Check it out. Roll this roll. On the radio. Out there. Roll this roll. On the radio. He be on the radio. Oh. On the radio.
Oh.
That's what he do. Yeah. He the man.
10:18 at 560 WQM. It was pretty exciting this morning. Crow and Joe together. That's an idea for a future show, don't you think?
Big time.
The Joe and Crow Show. In fact, how about the Joe, Crow, and Mo Show?
Absolutely.
Sound interesting?
That'd be great.
Anyway, let's see. Speaking of the Crow, the reason I played that is because Warren Cromartie comes back to the scene of the crime again to QAM. It's really shocking. This is one of the, like a bad penny, you know? You just can't get rid of it. He just keeps you like a Brad Penny. Saturday, he was going to be on from 4 to till a pregame show at 5:45, and then on Sunday. So I guess before Marlins on deck on the weekends, is this going to be a permanent kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. You won't hear him on Schlocks no more. Wasn't he over there for a while, for about a week?
Yeah, he was on the other show, yeah.
He was booking a guest for Stu Gatz, and then Stu said, Clarence does a better job of that, so get the hell out of here.
I got your Crowbonics right here, homeboy.
By the
bet
way,
you do.
if you were here right now, you'd be vomiting because go back there, Matty Bell's decked out in Marlins gear. Skippy has his own shirts, evidently, that say Skippy on them.
Oh, no.
Special for opening day.
Talk about phonies, man. What a bunch of freaking phonies, the whole town. But I will say this, and I said this to you before the show, and I mean this, the fact there's going to be probably close to 60,000 people there for this opening day today, and not just the front-running phony aspect, which South Florida is famous for, but this week when there's a lot of people out of town, I mean, there's nobody around. Kids are out of school in Broward, right? I don't know about Dade, but Broward kids are out of school.
Right.
And you got your Easter week and Pesach week and all of these things. And so a lot of people are gone. So the fact that there are 60,000 people there now, on the other hand, the kids are out of school, right?
Right.
So what else are you going to do? Keep them off the street? I mean, Zach don't have enough drugs to supply to all those kids, so at any rate. But he will be at the game tomorrow. It'll be a sparser crowd. You never know. Isn't that what Pharrell used to do with the crowd? Huh?
What's
Supply
that?
them with the good stuff. I don't know. Don't start picking on poor Pharrell, okay? He's having a tough time up in there in Atlanta. I hear his show is so terminally boring now because he can't do his thing, you know?
What does he do then?
Talk about what happens when somebody opens up their car and dents your car door, things like that. No, seriously, that's what Duff told me. She was monitoring. 48 votes so far on the poll. Now, that's pretty weak for it's been up there a couple of minutes. We should have 100 already. Based on all that's happened, well, look, we got 21 more dead coalition troops over there last 3 days in Iraq. What's more important, opening day or dead bodies, right?
Opening day.
I mean, dead bodies are a dime a dozen lately. You know, bodies, kids in body bags. That's small potatoes. But opening day baseball, now we're talking heavy duty, especially on QAM, where all we know from is sports. In fact, I got some really cute, I think Clarence did a couple of these. You'll recognize his voice on some of these drop-ins here that Boca Brian sent me.
Bored. Bored. Bored.
Yeah, that was Geldy.
Bored.
And for the real Geldy fans out there, we got this one I like a lot. Oh, these are great. That Boca Brian, man, put them away before it's too late. 48 votes. You're based on all that's happened. What's your current take on the war in Iraq? It was based on lies. Bush should be impeached. 39. That was my vote. I think it had to be done, but was poorly planned. 5. It was based on lies. 3. Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd. 1. I'm not sure yet. 0. And I supported 100%. 0 so far. Not what you'd call your overwhelming support so far in this crowd. Now, the good news for this audience, since they all of a sudden, I have no idea where this concern for my health came from yesterday. Because generally, die, retire, something like that.
Right.
But yesterday they took a sudden turn for my health. You're drinking all that diet soda. And so they convinced me, I don't know why, because I'm easy, I guess, I have no sales resistance, to quit drinking all that Diet Coke, that caffeine-free Diet Coke, because it's got aspartame in it.
What?
Okay?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's got aspartame in it. Yeah, we can't say ass. So I've got my Canada Dry Club soda here right now, which is a compromise. Like I drank a whole bunch of that flat water you were talking about yesterday, Naya or something like that, bottled water, and it has no kick to it. I'm sure Zach, being a fat cow, a guy of good taste, he'll understand what I'm saying. You don't drink plain flat water, do you?
I love seltzer.
See, there you go, seltzer. In fact, it's a Jew thing.
It
Especially
is.
during Pesach. Nothing like going to the Famous years ago and getting we'll put a bottle of seltzer on every table. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that, being the punks that you are. The Famous on Washington Avenue, man, it was the greatest restaurant in the history of South Florida. They had the big jars, the big things of pickles and the fried kreplach. It was unbelievable.
Let's go.
And on let's go. On every table, they would put a bottle of seltzer water. I'm talking about like in a real deli. It was great. So at any rate, I'm drinking water now, and I'm not drinking any more diet soda, okay? So just relax. All those people that were calling yesterday, and the guy that was plugging his bottled water there, that was shameful.
The alkaline water.
Yeah, it's alkaline.
It's gonna thin your blood.
You know something? Listen, I made it this far, and que sera, sera, okay? All of a sudden, they're going to save my pathetical life. Let's see. Another for the poll. Get serious now and finish the war. No more dead Americans, says somebody. Redlands Jim. No more dead. Well, okay. I think we got enough there on the poll. In addition to which, I don't think Zach knows how to add stuff on the poll anyway.
Huh?
Do you? Well, Josh Cordes is out there trying. He's taking the no-dos out to Dave Van Boring at the ballpark. It'd be embarrassing to fall asleep during your broadcast on opening day. I mean, any other day when people don't care, it's one thing, but to fall asleep. So Dave Van Boring has Josh Cordes there, like slapping him on the back to keep him awake during the game. That's what I've been told his job is out there.
Something like that.
Yeah. Look at that. Now the votes are coming in. Now they're trickling. 83 say it was based on lies and Bush should be impeached.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Out of 115, that's 72.1%. We want to, and by the way, let me give you that good website again for that crowd in case you haven't checked it out. If I have it. It's called impeachcentral.com, all one word, impeachcentral.com. It even has a thing for you to sign their petitions. Again, I apologize that stopfcc.com. I'm sorry. It wasn't really a big deal for a lot of effort to sign those petitions. And hopefully Scott will get a couple 100,000 and he'll send them off and get something done. But we just don't know who Scott is and we don't have a last name. And I'm not going to raise any money for a cause that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Because he could, get hit by a bus, God forbid, tomorrow in the middle of Manhattan somewhere, and we never see Scott again. And what happens to those signatures? So you have to have a little more control of a campaign if you're going to be involved. In addition to which, I'm still waiting to see the big shots. Oh, and speaking of that, speaking of my psychic powers again, Infinity Broadcasting is reportedly about to be hit with a fine of more than $100,000 for a show by Howard Stern. This is a new one. Broadcasting and Cable says the fine will be the first one involving Stern that'll hit the broadcaster with a separate fine for each indecent utterance during a program. Broadcasters were previously hit with a single fine no matter how many times the program crossed the line, but the FCC, with their obnoxious psychotic behavior these days, put broadcasters on notice late last year they would now face possible multiple fines on the same program. Maybe
About 30, man.
whole bunch. The current maximum fine, $27,500 for each instance judged to be obscene, but that fine is levied against each station airing the show. So they don't say exactly what the fine is going to be, but more than $100,000 against Infinity as the fines just keep rolling in. And and what Mel Karmazin says?
Oh, we're fine.
It's really small potatoes to them. Here's a fax that says, here's one way to think of Condi's testimony, which is coming up Thursday, by the way. She's one of the actual terrorists going on a witness stand. My sense is she's going to tell a bunch of lies that seem shocking and implicate Bush to the point of making him seem incompetent and inexperienced. Then she's going to take the fall. Oh, man. That's something to look forward to. Who wouldn't want to see Condoleezza take the fall? It says, in a world where somebody is always to blame, it was all her fault. She should have known. We're all going to think, what a bunch of incompetent idiots. Well, this goes on and on and on. They're going to blame a black chick, then we'll all forget it happened, it says. No, we're not going to forget. Guarantee you that. Nobody's going to forget, especially as the body count continues mounting and mounting and mounting. And before you know it, it's going to be 700, then it's going to be 900, then it's going to be over 1,000. Ted Kennedy was on last night. Larry King did a really poor job, so Ted didn't seem all that animated. Plus, it was past his bedtime. But he was on with Larry last night talking about how this is Vietnam all over again. It's George W.'s Vietnam, and he's right. We're in a quagmire. But at any rate, we don't want to get too depressing and morbid, do we? Not on opening day.
No.
Right?
Yeah, that would be un-American.
I mean, you got Maddie Bell in there running around like some kind of a clown. Now, what's the story? I guess Miguel is probably squeezing my tickets pretty tight, huh?
I guess so.
With my Marlin tickets? Because it would seem to me it would have been really nice if they would have mailed them to my home or done something like that so that they wouldn't be just laying around a building like that. But Ray Perry, he's got bigger fish to fry, I'm sure. 26 past 10 at 560 QAM.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
And now, here's Comical Ali, the former Iraqi Minister of Information, with today's health update.
Good news! There is no such thing as SARS. You cowardly American infidels have nothing to fear. That's why leading health experts encourage all Americans to fly to Beijing, China, and lick the doorknobs of the restrooms at the local walk-in clinics. Also, a new study shows that smoking cigarettes is good for you. So smoke 'em if you got 'em, America. With today's health update, I'm Mohammed Saeed Al-Sahaf. May God roast your stomachs in hell.
Stay tuned to this station for more updates from Iraq's Minister of Information.
I wonder if he lies as much as the Bushmeister. Do you think? Oh, there's Ralph Nader. Look at that. Oh, man. He failed to make the Oregon ballot.
Oh! To make it on.
That's good news. That's exciting news. I'm ecstatic to hear it. Failed to make the ballot in Oregon, and maybe he'll fail to make the ballot in a whole bunch of other states, at least.
About 30, man.
Like Florida would be good. Keep him off of there. When in doubt, toss his ass out. His crusty old ass. Man, talk about an idiot. Anyway, 188 votes based on all that's happened. What's your current take on the war in Iraq? It was based on lies and Bush would be impeached 140, 74.4%. Look at that. Clinton and the UN announced cheap drug initiative. There's Bubba.
Counts of 50% or more and will use certain drugs whose safety has been...
Isn't it amazing how, presidents, when they leave office, then they start doing wonderful things like Jimmy Carter and Bubba?
Right.
At any rate.
They win peace prizes.
You can only imagine who Bubba's doing right now. Probably a whole bunch of good numbers. It was based on lies, this war, 14. I supported 100%, a dozen, the dirty dozen. I think it had to be done but was poorly planned, another dirty dozen. Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 10, and I'm not sure yet, 3. They're waiting. They're waiting till the death count gets up to at least 2,000-3,000, and they'll say, well, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Speaking of dead people, Kurt Cobain. So you forgot to remind me to talk about that. We probably ought to take a call or two, even though we have only a 2-hour show, and I'm thinking to myself, this 2-hour deal is the way to go.
Oh!
Right? 2 hours?
It's the mandatory.
At the most, 3. I think I need to get Norma Kent to renegotiate my whole deal with this outfit. 4-hour show is ridiculous. I mean, once upon a time, back in the day, that I guess was fine. But that's passé, right?
Right.
Who else does 4 hours on this station?
No one. Well, Eddie K, that's about
Eddie
it.
K only on certain days, but many days he does only a couple. Right?
Well, if there's a late game.
If there's a late game, when around on the West Coast, he's on for about a half an hour, and whatever. Plus, that's late at night. Late night people, like when overnight guys, they work from midnight to 5, sometimes midnight to 6. Overnight, the graveyard shift, okay?
Right.
And Eddie K, quite frankly, he's a nice guy, but that gambling stuff, that's good for people in the graveyard. But at any rate, I think 3 hours would be fine.
Sounds good to me.
Me 10 to 1, Mad Dog 1 to 4, the Humper 4 to 7, right? It's got a ring to it.
Manich is not going to do 3 hours.
I beg your pardon?
Manich will not do 3 hours.
How do you know that?
Because he loves a 2-hour lunch break.
Does he really? Well,
Yes.
how about, let me suggest this to you. No, I got no idea. Well, we'll work on that. In fact, maybe tomorrow we'll take a poll on which QAM schedule do you like the most. The one that leaves off Mo, I think.
Absolutely.
The one that these two guys like the most. Oh, and by the way, it's interesting to me, since Zach is there today, I don't want to get him involved in this controversy. But Zach, remember he was leaving Mo's show as one of the producers of the Mo Howard David Morning Show because of his busy life and his schedule and so on. It's amazing to me that he's on a Joe Rowe show, which is only 8 to 10, just a little bit later on in the morning.
Right.
Now, why is that?
What?
Okay, now anyway, getting back to Kurt Cobain, I'll save that for tomorrow when you're sitting where the beast is. I don't want to rip you an ass today because it's opening day, baby.
Oh!
Marlins host to Montreal exposed.
Oh!
They're going to expose the weakness of Montreal and they're going to kick some ass right there at PP Park. 60,000 screaming phony fans are going to be waving their banners. Hey, we love the Marlins. Ain't this great? Because we got nothing else going on. Panthers didn't make the playoffs again. The Heat, even though they're in the playoffs, I mean, they're just, it's such a crap deal.
Come on, the Heat are like the Marlins last year, man. They're making a run. They're making a run, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a crappy league. You can be under 500 and make the playoffs, which is pretty embarrassing if you ask me. And the Dolphins, of course, well, we know. They still got Jay Fiedler and that feely-goody guy, so it's going to be really weak. In fact, Wayne Huizenga is going to be calling Mo again tomorrow to bitch his ass out. Not about anything specific, just in general, just out of general principle. So here's a good website, CobainCase.com. Okay, you got it?
Okay.
CobainCase, one word, .com. Kurt Cobain left a drug rehab center in Marina del Rey, California, April 1, 1994, no fooling. Maybe this was just a April Fool's joke, you think?
No.
And was later reported missing. As you probably know, he was found dead just 7 days later. So the anniversary, the 10th anniversary is coming up very, very soon, which is why this week everybody's talking about Kurt Cobain. Anyway, this thing is by a guy named Tom Grant who did this investigation. He's a California state licensed private investigator, former detective with the L.A. County Sheriff's Department. April 3rd, 1994, he was hired by Courtney Love to locate her husband after he left a drug rehab center in Marina del Rey, California. Ms. Love stayed in L.A. Oh, she just admitted, by the way, to doing OxyContin. She got the leftover from Wilma that Rush can't use this week. Ms. Love stayed in L.A. while Tom Grant flew to Seattle to search for Cobain with his best friend, Dylan Carlson. In fact, Carlson and Tom had been in the Cobain residence the night before Kurt's body was discovered in the room above the garage. You following this now?
Yeah.
He says the police immediately conclude suicide. I wasn't so sure. Neither was Rosemary Carroll, Courtney Love's own entertainment attorney. Ms. Carroll was also a close friend of both Courtney and Kurt. Something was wrong here, terribly wrong, says Tom Grant. After several months of intensive investigation, including dozens of taped interviews with Cobain's closest friends and family members, I reached the conclusion that Courtney Love and Michael DeWitt, the male nanny who lived at the Cobain residence, were involved in a conspiracy that resulted in the murder of Kurt Cobain. It appears this was not the first attempt on Cobain's life by Courtney Love. It was, however, the first to succeed. I guess it only takes one that succeeds, right? You can have several failures, but if one succeeds, that's what Robert Blake said. It only takes one. In December of 94, Tom began speaking publicly about the suspicious circumstances surrounding Cobain's death. Attempts to inform the public about this case have been met with physical threats as well as threats of legal action against anyone in the media who gives Tom Grant a platform. How do you like that? Don't that sound suspicious? Motivated by profit rather than truth, Courtney Love and her attorneys have taken drastic measures in an effort to keep the public from learning the true facts of this case. In spite of all her hot air, this investigation has received coverage in hundreds of major magazines, TV and radio talk shows around the world. How come we never talked about this before?
I don't know.
You were aware of this?
I've never heard of it before like last week.
As I predicted, says Tom Grant, when I first began speaking out, no legal action has been taken against myself or anyone in the media who's covered this story. The pathetic cowards of this world can only blow smoke. Once they've been exposed, they run and hide. The events surrounding the death of Kurt Cobain are filled with lies, contradictions in logic, and countless inconsistencies. Isn't this exciting?
Yeah.
Here's just some of what you were never told. Courtney Love was facing a divorce. Kurt was in the process of leaving Seattle and his wife Courtney when he was found dead. Courtney knew Kurt wanted out of the marriage. Just weeks prior to his death, she asked one of her attorneys to get the meanest, most vicious divorce lawyer she could find. Someone was using Kurt's credit card. One of Kurt's credit cards was missing when his body was discovered. Someone was attempting to use the missing credit card after Cobain died, but the attempt stopped when his body was discovered. Cobain was in fear of his life. The shotgun found at the scene was purchased before Cobain left for rehab in Los Angeles, not after he fled the rehab, as reported by misinformed media sources. The shotgun was fully loaded with 3 shells. It was purchased and loaded for protection, not suicide. The police claimed there were no legible fingerprints on his shotgun. The truth is the shotgun wasn't even checked for fingerprints till May 6th, nearly a month after Cobain's body was found. You're putting all these pieces of the puzzle together?
Got it.
You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure this one out. There was no suicide note. The note found at the scene by the police was immediately labeled as a suicide note, but this note was not addressed to Kurt's wife and daughter, as it says nothing about killing himself. The note was clearly written to Cobain's fans, telling them he was quitting the music business. There was only a short footnote to Courtney and Francis, and the handwriting contained in those lines has been questioned by several handwriting experts. Courtney had another note she kept in secret. Courtney was in possession of a second note after Kurt's body was found. She didn't tell anybody about this second note till several months later when information about it slipped out during an interview with Rolling Stone magazine. The second note, the one that Courtney kept in secret, clearly defines the first note, which was found at the scene of Cobain's death. The second note from Kurt plainly states he was leaving Courtney and leaving Seattle. He was not leaving the planet. You following all of this? And Zach will get interested in this. Cobain was injected with 3 times a lethal dose of heroin.
Oh, perfect.
Cobain's heroin morphine blood level was 1.52 mgs per liter. This would require a minimum injection of 225 mgs of heroin, 3 times the lethal dose, even for a hardcore heroin addict. The drug diazepam was also found in Cobain's blood system. The obvious questions, number 1. If Cobain injected himself with a deliberate heroin overdose, why would he also shoot himself in the head with a shotgun, leaving his baby daughter, love of his life, with horrific visual images to remember him by? Why wouldn't he just go to sleep on the overdose and never wake up? 2. If Cobain injected him 3 times the lethal dose of heroin, could he then pick up a shotgun and shoot himself? Wouldn't he have been immediately incapacitated? Based on the morphine blood levels found in Cobain's body, preliminary research indicates Kurt Cobain would have been immediately incapacitated. He would have not have picked up that shotgun and could not have pulled that trigger. He was not barricaded inside the room, as reported by misinformed media sources, and it goes on and on and on. It says the official verdict of suicide was simply a rush to judgment, which eventually painted the authorities into a corner as reports of a so-called copycat suicide began making the news. Nothing like a copycat suicide, right? Yeah. Pass that along to Josh Friedman. Just mention that to him. 1041 at 560 QAM.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Passed away. Among them, Brian Keith, Jimmy Stewart, Robert Mitchum, and Jacques Cousteau. Listen now as they join Charles Kuralt for The End of the Road.
Attention, please. All those passengers flying heavenly air may board at Pearly Gate 5.
Hey, Jimmy. How was your funeral service?
It was just a wonderful wake. Kyle, how about you, Brian?
Very small. We kept it to a family affair.
Is this plane going from here to eternity?
Hey, how come you're all wet, Jack?
That is not Jacques. It is Jacques.
Jack, Jock, jerk, whatever.
Are we going from here to eternity?
Brian, let me ask you a question. How was that little tramp sissy? Did you ever Buffy her Jody?
I don't want to know about the sissy. I want to know about Mr. French. I understand that he is a man's man.
Say, how long before we get to eternity? Are we there yet?
1047 at 560 WQM. I just had a great idea for a poll. Which of these people supposedly dead people, do you think is still alive? Huh? Jim Morrison, Elvis, Kurt Cobain, Dave Van Boring. See where I'm going with this?
That's not right.
285 votes. Are either one of you there, or are you both eating right now?
No, we're here.
One thing
you don't
about
hear
working
me?
with the beast, man, like that. You are just weak sister. 285. Based on all that's happened, what's your current take on the war in Iraq? It was based on lies and Bush should be impeached. 201, 70.5%. Over 70% say impeach his ass now, to which I say...
Absolutely.
It was based on lies, 24. I think it had to be done but was poorly planned, 20. Over 600 Americans' lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 19. I supported 100%, 17, which is a mere 5.9%, and I'm not sure yet, 4. They're still waiting out there, 1.4%. They're not sure yet. You notice every poll, no matter what you ask, there's always 3% undecided, 4% undecided. Is today Tuesday? 99% said yes, 1% they're not too sure. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Always people just can't make up their mind. In other words, what they're trying to say is they're stupid, is what I think they're trying to say. Sergio in Hialeah says the official count is 615 dead. That's American soldiers. Unofficial count for wounded is 3,719. But, of course, when you say wounded, they don't tell us about those who are, like, very, very seriously wounded, which there's an awful lot. Unofficial dead from the coalition of the pressured into war, meaning the Brits and the other so-called coalition, is 347. So we're talking very close to 1,000 now total. Plus the thousands and thousands of Iraqis, but then again, we don't care about them, do we? No, even though we're liberating them, and we're going to have a wonderful democratic form of government, but it's emancipation by decapitation.
It's all worth
it. If they die, too freaking bad, it was well worth it. Right, good point. Don't forget now, we got Joe Zagacki at the stadium at noon, baby. We got Marlins on deck at 12:45. Expos and the Marlins game time at 1:20. The Hebrew Hammer on, I can't believe, on Pesach, no less. The Hebrew Hammer follows the ball game till 7. The Big at 7 o'clock. Eddie K at 10, and after that we go off the air till 5 in the morning. And we start all over again. With Mo and Joe and the Crow and all that kind of show. When's Joe Costello coming back, by the way?
I don't know.
So many people get knifed in the back in that place, you know. Of course, you two guys would know nothing about that.
No.
What? WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Neil?
This is unbelievable. The first call of the day is a lady caller. This is shocking.
Neil?
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
believe I got through. This is great. Look, the problem with I'm really in favor of impeaching Bush, but then what are we left with? Cheney, who's worse, right?
Yeah.
can't get rid of him either.
Yeah, but Cheney couldn't win a fixed election at this point.
He couldn't win a what?
A fixed election, which is the only kind they won last time.
Okay, well, let's get George impeached.
All right, let's work
Bye.
on it.
Bye.
Okay, see ya. She wants to impeach his ass right now. 5670560. We're not going to get a lot of calls these 2 hours because they're busy packing up all their goodies. They got the coolers and although you can't take the coolers in the ballpark, right?
You're right. They're probably tailgating as we speak.
No, there's no tailgating for baseball games.
There's
Okay?
at the stadium today they'll be tailgating.
Are they tailgating for opening day?
Yes.
As opposed to tomorrow when the
Our big to-do, our big party out there, our big get-together starts at 11.
Well, how come nobody told me about that? How come there's no promo? How come there's no information about that? I don't even hear a recorded promo.
Maybe they're having another auction.
Maybe we'll have another silent auction online on QM.com. And by the way, how many people visit WQM.com every month?
About 30, man.
So I wouldn't worry about them raising too much fraudulent money with that. Oh, but it's another revenue stream, Neil. You don't understand. It's another revenue stream, said Clarence as it was streaming down his leg. That was really sad. That was so pathetic. Pulling the wool over the eyes of our loyal audience out there, as if they don't have enough other cons going on in the world, and the Beasleys got to con them out of their hard-earned bucks. That's really pathetic, if you ask me. WQAM, hello. Not there on 4. Shame on you, man. Well, they're in a hurry. They're on their way to that big party at 11 o'clock. It's 10:51 already. WQAM, hello. Another one. 5670560. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to ask Neil about the noises that he has on the website.
Noises that he has? No, we can't talk about those noises, sir. Not now. Maybe back in the day before all of this stuff came down. We can't talk about noises. Not that one either. Do you hear that one? That is my favorite. You got to admit. Okay?
I like that one.
Oh, there's something. Now, even Zach would admit, in fact, you'd both admit, that the Moe and Geldy that Boca Brian has invented, his version of Moe and Geldy, are so much more exciting, entertaining, and amusing than the real Moe and Geldy. Is there any doubt about that?
Without a doubt.
I mean,
it's definitely funny.
Right. There's no... See, just like that. Just that sound alone. In fact, I'm going to just start playing that all day long. I think 4 hours of that might be, get about a 30 share. Yeah. All Geldy radio. Now, I really suggested this with all deference to my good friend Blockhead Joe Rose, who's a good guy, but boy, is he boring. But at any rate, I'm thinking that a Moe and Geldy Boca Brian show from 8 to 10 would far surpass all that sports stuff. We got so much sports, plus Joe's not on the payroll anyway. He's not getting paid. They never signed him that deal, I don't think. So what do you think of that? I think it's a great idea.
I think that would be funny.
And Boca Brian, of course, probably have a hell of a time getting paid himself, but nevertheless, he'd have a good time doing it.
Probably a lot
WQAM,
cheaper.
hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Jeff, Pizza Loft.
Oh, I remember him.
Yes. Well, I always have trouble getting through. I don't have any of the numbers anymore.
Well, you don't have numbers because we're changing the numbers. You're one of those people that we're changing the numbers on because
yes.
you just fallen out of favor with us rapidly since you've been feeding the rimmers.
Happy Passover to you.
Yeah, happy Pesach, Jeff, and don't be looking for a free spot here now, okay? We have plenty of avails on the log.
I'm on.
You're on when?
Next week.
Next week, Pesach's over, baby.
Yeah, I know. Well, things happen.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking forward to getting together with you when you get to town.
Oh, I bet you are. I bet you certainly are.
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh.
So, how you doing?
I hear a lot about your extracurricular activities is what I'm hearing. That's why you don't have time to run any spots.
No, because I work so much.
Be sure to go, you're working it. Be sure to go to the Pizza Loft in Davie and get that matzo pizza from Jeff Cohen, who's looking for a free spot, a free plug right now.
I'm just calling to say hello. I didn't even bring up Pizza Loft in Davie on University Drive.
Between Griffin and 595. I noticed you didn't say that behind the Pier 1 Imports.
Right.
You didn't with all that free parking. Good.
Uh-huh. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. I wanted to say hello because there's no other way for me to reach you.
I'll be by to see you. She won't listen to a thing I'm saying. Go ahead.
That's it. That's all I got for you, sir.
See you next week, Jeff.
All right. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Here's line 9, my very favorite. QAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I was late yesterday in calling you up about the aspartame controversy, but I just want to tell you, if you go to Google and put in Dr. Dean Adele...
I do like potato Kugel a lot.
Hello?
Oh, Google.
Google and put in Dr. Dean Adele aspartame, and you'll get the words that he uses. It's all crap.
It's crap. Well, I'm not drinking it anymore.
Well, no, it's good. It's all right.
No, wait a minute. Wait, now, just a minute. What's all crap? In other words, the information is crap?
The information about aspartame being junk is crap. It's good. Dr. Dean Adele writes a little article about it, and you ought to read it.
So, in other words, crap is good.
Crap. Well, no.
That's what my mother says.
The
Okay, thanks a lot, pal. How do you like that? So what should we talk about in the 11 to 12 hours? Should we talk about toothpaste or water, huh? Of course, it's always good when after you brush to, rinse out your mouth with some real good seltzer water.
You don't rinse with seltzer, do you?
No.
Okay.
It's a good idea, though. Yeah, look, you just haven't tried it. You would like seltzer water.
I've tried it. It's horrible.
Seltzer's good. What are you talking about?
How can you say it's horrible? I'm sitting here drinking club soda right now. Just got like a little, flat water is so plain, and it always seems to have like a musty taste to it.
It's water. It's supposed to be plain.
But this is a Mahaya, man. It's got like a little bit of effervescence. It's a little bubbly. Yeah, I think all that stuff about aspartame's a bunch of crap. Although I will say this, and maybe it's just a coincidence, in the one day since I quit drinking all that diet soda, I feel better.
Well, there you go.
Now, it could be psychosomatic. It could be like, who the hell knows what it is? Maybe change of life. Or maybe just the fact that we're getting off at noon today. That might have something to do with it.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
WQAM. See you later, Ralph Nader. You messed the whole election up. See you later, Ralph Nader. You messed the whole election up. Go buy yourself a new suit, man, and drop dead your stupid schmuck. You got your name on the ballot, and you never had a chance. You put your name on the ballot, the way you ever had a chance. With Bill Donahue and the band in your pants. Thanks to you, the right-wingers stole the election fair and square. And now the Nazi right-wingers stole the election fair and square. Nobody votes for a guy who tries a 65 for mayor. See you later, Ralph Nader. You messed the whole election up. See you later, Ralph Nader. You messed the whole election up. Go buy yourself a new suit, man, and drop dead your stupid schmuck.
Yes.
See you later, Ralph Nader. Drive a safe at any speed.
Bye, bye, bye.
Go drive your Corvair into a tree.
All right. Oh! 11:02 at 560 WQAM. It's our 11 to noon hour, and that's it. Then we're going home. Bye-bye. Well, I am home. That's right.
So,
yes?
You know who Zach had Passover dinner with last night?
Dave Van Boring.
No.
Kurt Cobain.
Nope. The conspiracy continues. The very own house of one Mr. John Wiener.
He's part of the
Stu
family.
Gotts?
Yeah.
Stu Gotts?
He's part of the family.
Consorting with the enemy?
Yeah.
No wonder Mo hates Zach.
Hey. Stu's part of the family.
And did you give him like a list of all the names of all the guests that Mo has on?
No.
Come on, you can probably give him all the names and numbers. Clarence is running dry.
I don't have any names and numbers.
Clarence said he's got a few numbers. Anyway, it's 367 votes on the poll. Based on all that's happened, what's your current take on the war in Iraq? It was based on lies and Bush ought to be impeached. 246. 67%, that's two-thirds of the audience.
You turd.
I was based on lies, 38. I think it had to be done but was poorly planned, 31. In other words,
About 30, man.
over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 615 to be exact, up to the second. That's 26, said that. I supported 100%, 20, and I'm not sure yet, 6. They're still hanging out. As the carnage continues, it's getting really bloody. And, of course, the bloodier it gets, then the Bush junta, they tell us, oh, that's a good sign. That means that we're getting the job done. Wow. Speaking of an idiot Bush, here's another idiot Bush. His name is Jeb. You've heard of him?
Yeah.
This is so outrageous, unbelievable, saying rigorous screening standards would ensure recipients won't be terrorists. You talk about pandering. Governor Jeb Bush yesterday strongly endorsed issuing state driver's licenses to both illegal immigrants and foreign nationals who make Florida home for part of the year. Oh. Illegal immigrants. So all the jokes about 57 Chevys and all that other crap, illegal immigrants, people who are breaking the law, let's give them a driver's license. Which certainly ought to improve the quality of driving, wouldn't you think? In fact, he actually says that. Wait till you hear this. Hundreds of thousands of people could be affected by the proposal, which is currently making its way through the Florida legislature. Senator Rudy Garcia, a Republican from Hialeah, of course, pushing the measure in the Senate, says it would enable those stuck in immigration limbo to drive with valid licenses and get insurance while they work to become citizens. Our roads and streets will be safer because of this.
Hey, stupid!
Garcia said, adding that the sprawling nature of most Florida cities makes owning a car a necessity and that the state, by not giving illegal immigrants licenses, almost tell these folks to break the law because that's the only way they're going to be doing anything. Illegal immigrants wishing to obtain licenses would have to submit to be cleared. But you know something? This is really a great idea because, you know, all those little jitney buses in Dade County?
Yeah.
That are already being driven by those Haitians who don't know up from down or east from west. Now we can replace them with some even more illegal immigrants. Yeah. As soon as they wash up on shore. Oh, here you go. Here's a driver's license and the keys to a minibus.
Why not? Spread the wealth.
Sure. They would have to submit to be cleared by background checks both in Florida and their home countries. The state would rely on consular officials to sign off on background checks from abroad, although it doesn't have the broad's name. Foreign nationals who visit the state frequently to check up on homes and businesses would have to provide proof of ownership. This is so unbelievable. The good news is the driver's license question presents lawmakers with a potentially volatile election year issue, one that could woo Hispanic voters, but is also credited with helping defeat former Governor Gray Davis during last year's recall election in California. Florida's proposal, however, calls for stricter screening requirements than the driver's license bill signed into law by Davis. Bush said his support for the idea would waver if security precautions were relaxed. Right. Bush also made it a point to say he's not encouraging more illegal immigration into the U.S. No, he's just pandering to those who don't speak it English. That's all he's doing. What a disgrace. And, of course, guess what paper this is in? The Miami...
El Herald?
El Herald. El Heraldo, man.
El Nuevo.
Piece of crap.
Herald.
Pandering and pandering. Illegal aliens getting driver's licenses, huh? What a brilliant idea. Well, from the Pew Research Center, public support for war in Iraq has been unaffected by the murders and decapitation of corpses of American citizens in Fallujah. However, continued turmoil and violence in Iraq may be taking a toll on President Bush's approval ratings.
All right.
That's a little bit of good news. Let's see. Bush job approval, in late March it was 47%, now it's 43%. Disapprove 47%. So it disapprove 47% right now and approve 43%. And don't know, 10%. See what I mean? Every poll it's like, but the most unbelievable news, nearly 6 in 10 Americans, 57% continue to believe that the U.S. made the right decision in using military force against Iraq, which is unchanged from a mid-March Pew survey. However, public attitude toward most aspects of the U.S. mission in Iraq have turned more negative since January in the aftermath of the capture of Old Sodom. And as this death toll continues mounting and the body bags keep coming back, one might just think that just maybe they're going to start getting a little bit more negatory like our very astute audience, which overwhelmingly says impeach his ass right now.
They did it
based on lies and Bush should be impeached. Look at that, 67.3%, 260, more than two-thirds. It was based on lies, another 40. There's another 10%. How do you like that? So even the ones who don't think he ought to be impeached, still you got 77.7% believe it was based on lies. I think it had to be done was poorly planned, 38, 33. Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 27. I supported 100%, 22, 5.5%. 5.5% is all he gets. And I'm not sure yet, 6. 6 people they want directions to the ballpark. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. But the bad news for Kerry, though, is in Florida. Although he's closing the gap. He was like 23 points behind. And the latest poll by the Orlando Sentinel on WESH News Channel 2 in Orlando, statewide Florida poll shows Bush 51% in Florida, Kerry 43%. But that's better than 23% in arrears.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming that you are both registered to vote?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And you're both voting for Kerry?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm just asking. I'm just inquiring. So that's 3 fat Jews voting for Kerry right here.
Oh!
To counterbalance Robert Grieper, who I'm sure is going to be voting 3 times.
Oh, he'll vote 10, 11
He needs a pounding,
times.
that kid. He needs, before he gets out of there, before he retires in about 7 or 8 years and moves on to his legal career, he needs a real pounding. WQAM, hello. Clarence said he'd give it to him. QAM, not there on line 3. WQAM, hello.
Prozac on ice.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. This is the crowd on their way to the ball game. Oh! All right, let's go. Come on, let's hear a little enthusiasm for this crowd out here. Come on, let's go. We love the Marlins. They're gonna win. If we stay home today, it would be a sin. Come on, let's go. It's a beautiful day, I'm sure. Sun is shining.
I bet the building is empty now that the party has started.
Right, they're all at the ballpark.
The free
all
drinks
at
and the
big
food
party at
and
the ballpark right now. We got nobody listening.
The catering.
WQM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Condoleezza's name, using her name, is really too good for her, and I was looking at that gap between her teeth.
Okay, good. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Myself and one of your favorite people are heading to Pro Player right now.
Yeah. It's Elvis! Oh! He's on the way to the ballpark with Elvis. I told you the King was still alive, didn't I?
Thought he was at the 7-Eleven.
Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, they're all going to show up. And I bet you Johnny Cash is going to be there, too. I could be wrong, but I think Johnny might be there in the upper deck.
Abe
Might be a little shaky, but he'll be there. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, is that you?
That's me. Yes,
hey,
sir.
happy Pesach to you and
Happy
your goddamn
Pesach,
friend.
amigo.
Jim Morrison, they're all going to show up.
Wow. Was that exciting or what? These people have nothing to say. I bet I should just plod right ahead, you know what? I should just proceed. We only got till noon. I'm thinking that thing about the lineup, a 3-hour show max.
I got it.
Yes?
You do 3 hours, so you're doing 10 to
1.
1.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 2, The Crow.
Yeah.
Right? Between you and Manders.
No.
No.
You don't think so?
No Crow.
No.
No
I like
Crow.
the Crow and Joe show.
Not approved for daytime.
How about The Crow and Bo?
The Crow and Bo. Like I said, on the weekend, sounds fantastic.
Manny Ramirez. How about you and me, Trobe, the me, the blob, okay? Got them big old red blowers in there. Go in the locker room and pump.
Severe rheumatism.
They get.
Oh, I like that one a lot.
They get.
And then you top that off with a quick one of these, man. Guilty in the Crow. Oh, yeah, we got it, man. Everybody else in the market, look out. We're coming after you now. We're getting serious with this lineup. No more of this boring sports crap. I think just making wild sounds sounds good to me. I don't know what it is about that, but the Boca Brian Gildy just sends me into orbit. I get a chill in my spine.
Hysterical.
It's 11 past 11 at 560 WQM. If you're in a dead-end job like anybody in the radio business, especially the way things are going now, if you're underpaid and overworked and you're sick and tired of it, if you had it right up to your earlobes, here's the answer for you. If you don't have 4 years to waste on college or the money to pay for it either, all you have to do is make one easy call and you can really change your life. You can really get yourself some skills and some training for a real job by calling Fast Train at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Be sure and tell them that Todd Dreck, the useless, the unctuous Todd Dreck, told you to call. And you can be trained and certified for a high-paying computer network professional career in as little as 4 short months, in other words, before even the end of the summer. So if you're sick and tired of working for peanuts, going nowhere, if your life is like on a treadmill, if everybody you talk to says to you,
I have no life.
or if you say that to them, Fast Train might be the answer you're looking for. They have day, evening, weekend classes to fit around your schedule. They offer job placement assistance, financial aid to people who qualify, and with 7 convenient Florida locations, there's bound to be a Fast Train nearby you. So check them out on the web first if you like at fasttrain.com, and then make that call that could change your life. In just 4 short months, you can be on your way to a great new high-paying career, but you got to make that call. Do it today. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. This is 560.
The radio's all yours
QAM.
Hoover out the moon, man.
I did it again. I got really bummed, then married my friend. Oh baby, I was smashed when we wed, so I don't know if it was consummated. I might lose half my money, 'cause I didn't sign a prenup. I told my lawyer, oops, I got drunk again. I was half in the bag, thought he was just in. Oh baby, please. said that I do. I had too much booze. I can't hold my liquor. I got drunk again. Last time I did that, I kissed Madonna. Oh, baby, baby, ooh. I popped a few corks, then married some dork. I'm such an idiot. Oh, no. Oh, no, no.
11:17 at 560 WQM as we're just, this is the Marlin pregame show is all this is today, right? Don't you think?
The intro to opening day.
We're just a little foreplay for opening day, which is a major McGilla, baby. Big Simmons. And, of course, the president tells us that we're well on our way towards succeeding in Iraq. Things are going to be really peachy. Just wait.
It'll be great.
British soldiers killed 15 militants in Iraq as it descended into new levels of anarchy today. Don't you like that term? That's from, this is London, the Evening Standard newspaper in London. As Iraq descended into new levels of anarchy today. The Iraqis died in a string of clashes with UK forces over the past 48 hours in Basra and Amara as a Shia uprising led by firebrand cleric Muqtada al-Sadr swept through the country. More than 20 Iraqis were injured in Amara and Basra, the main cities in the British-controlled sector of the country. 24 coalition soldiers, 6 of them British, were hurt none seriously, the Ministry of Defense said. And it just goes on. In Nasiriyah, there were 15 Iraqis died, and on all over the country. Chaos.
It's worth it.
It's like that road map in the Middle East, you know. Just a little bit off track. We'll get the compass. We'll get back on track. Not. But the public's worried about big things. They got bigger fish to fry. We got opening day, the Marlins and the Expos, baby. No question about it. They got their thumb on the pulse of the world. 5670560. Let's get 1,000 calls in here now between now and noon. What do you say, huh?
All right.
All these Marlin fans are on their way to the ballpark. We got the big bash. Where's the Gate G?
I assume that's where it is.
I bet you it is Gate G. That's where the, we don't even know.
Josie at Gate G.
Boy, your boyfriend, man, Clarence, he really screwed up this time. Didn't give us any information about anything. Well, he's busy out there. He's probably got a whole bunch of things lined up. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I heard that the great motivational speaker is going to be coming in for the Marlins pep talk.
And who's that?
That would be Reverend Jones.
Oh, God. I hope they take good care of him. WQAM, hello. See, he's even got a boyfriend now that calls for him, this guy. That's the best part. You know, when they had the chronic and then they got their playmate that calls in for them. WQAM, hello.
The Marlins.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. Are you going to speak to me, or is that it? Was that it? I guess that was it. How are you? Pretty good. Bye-bye.
How you doing?
Right. WQAM, hello. Not there. QAM, hola.
Hello?
Buenos dias, yes, sir.
Buenos dias. Is this Neil or...
Yes, sir, this is Neil. This is Neil in Espanol.
Oh, Neil in Espanol. Neil, two things. I just saw your picture on electric billboard on I-95.
Yeah.
You don't look bad. I don't know you wear glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm not my type, man. Get lost. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. We got 3 fat, ugly Jews on here today, so don't call in and start sucking up, okay? Have something important to say, like, we love the Marlins. Come on, let's go.
Wait, I'm
not ugly. Be a little bit creative. Be a little bit positive. You're such a bunch of negative, sour people. I'm the one that's supposed to be negative. I'm in the best mood today I've been in a long time. You want to know why?
Because it's opening day?
Because I'm off of that damn diet soda. I'm drinking my club soda here, which I like in spite of your crappy attitude. And number 2, it's opening day. We got a nice short 2-hour show. You see, my whole attitude on life would be so much different if I had, 2 hours is unrealistic, not for the kind of money they're paying me, but 3 hours. Now, the Humper, he went from 4 hours to 3, and allegedly, the word is on the street, he didn't take any pay reduction, right? No pay cut? So why not 4 hours to 3 for this old fart, huh? I've paid my dues.
Seems logical.
Sure. And we might extend the contract a little bit after that, like another week or two. Nothing, right, another day or another 1 or 2 shows.
Maybe George could do the extra hour.
There you go. But something, I think you just hit the jackpot. There you go. An hour with George a day keeps the audience away or something like, something like that. WQAM, hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Pretty good.
I'm currently under contract with Wayne.
Yeah, Reverend Jones again. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, God, please,
Speaking.
the 3 hours have to be from 11 to 2. Don't go from 10 to 1. You're going to kill yourself.
Why is
again.
that? Why would that be? I would like that. I could sleep in.
Oh, man, I'm in a little alarm. I love you, Neil.
Okay, thanks. Well, what does that mean? Why would it have to be 11 to 2? Do you understand that?
Probably because he can't listen at 10.
I see. Or maybe he also sleeps in. 5670560, pound 560. Here's line 9. Hello.
Yeah, I saw your billboard on the highway. You're no Stan Major.
Yeah, thank God.
Anyway, listen, if you can believe it, Greg Udell and Noodles are doing a pregame show on the other station.
Paul Harvey Jr., we haven't heard from him in a long time. No wonder I'm in such a good mood.
It's a good time for the great taste.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
Have a good
day.
Paul Harvey Jr., folks.
Oh!
Very briefly, too, that's the shortest call he's ever made, I think. And had no choice. 5670560, all the events of the world that are going on, the important things that are happening. Mankind is probably like in the very, very twilight of a mediocre existence, and here we are on the way to the ballpark for opening day.
Oh.
All right. Let's all get out there and get smashed, right?
All right.
Zach is going to be at gate H. The H stands for heroin, of course. Just a joke. You know, the Beast yesterday was just making up all these stories about you and drugs and this and that. It was just awful, the stuff he was doing.
I'm only going to be there for 20 minutes until I run out.
WQAM, hello. QAM. Now, let me ask you, they will have programs in weenies this year, right, for opening day. They're not going to run out.
Right.
We hope so.
We hope. I mean, that would be embarrassing to find out tomorrow morning, open up the paper and discover, oh, gee, they had like only 10,000 programs and they only had about 2,000 weenies.
Didn't they do free hot dogs last year, though?
Did they really?
Yeah,
free
but I don't
weenies?
think they'd have the free hot dogs this year.
And just in time for Pesach, free weenies and free beanies.
Oy.
Sounds good to me.
Do they have weenies with matzah?
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, I just called to say hi. First time caller, long time listener.
Okay. Great. Well, listen, have a great time. 5670560, they got nothing to say. I just don't. No, they really don't. I mean,
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Really run dry
How are you
today.
today?
It's, hi, how are you doing? And just, they're just trying to pacify me. I don't really care. I'll put all of my stuff your way. I want to take a lot more of these good calls between now and noon. But you notice you can probably hear the tinkle and the twinkle in my voice now because, even if it was just a 3-hour show, I'd be in so much better frame of mind. But when it's 4 hours and it's like, 10 after 10 and you think, oh my God, it's only 10 o'clock. I just started here. I got 4 hours to go. That's too long. You know that.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Too long. That's slave labor, man. It's cruel and unusual punishment for me and the audience. Because by about 1:30, man, you start getting like really cranky and you've talked to Reverend Jones about 75 times. You just, and then George starts hyperventilating. That's Reverend Jones! That's Reverend, And then you just want to scream out like that, Don't you? Oh, I love that. To me, if that's all I heard today, that sends me in orbit. He's the best.
I could hear an extra hour of just that. 3 hours of you and an hour of
something,
that.
the 1 to 2 hour. All guilty, all day, 1 to 2. Huh? What do you think?
Sounds good.
I like it. And maybe a little mo. Huh?
Absolutely.
Based on all that's happened, here's our poll question. You can see Natasha Henstridge if you're 18 or over and you have 15 pieces of ID. Behind the Beaded Curtain on NeilRogers.com, which you wouldn't be amazed because you know what a bunch of perverts and desperados we got out there. I mean, we get an enormous response on our website. The sad part of it is we got, how many people read the story?
About 30, man.
And the rest of them just want to see the naked pictures. That's okay. We don't mind. Natasha Henstridge, who turned, how old is she?
About 30, man.
This year. Canadian, eh? And she's naked as a jaybird. Based on all that's happened this year, what's your current take on the war in Iraq as the body count unfortunately continues? 480 votes. It was based on lies and Bush should be impeached, 325, 67.7%. It was based on lies, 47. In other words, they're not ready for impeachment quite yet, but they're thinking about it. They're getting close. I think it had to be done, but was poorly planned, 37. Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 32. I supported 100%. Look how many supported.
About 30, man.
6.2%, pretty weak. And I'm not sure yet, 9 who are still trying to figure out what planet they're on, Earth or Uranus. 26 past 11 at 560 WQM. If your planets look like they're out of this world in a negatory way, in other words, if your carpets look really disastrous. Did I say planets or carpets?
Planets.
I think I said planets. Well, maybe if they belong on another planet. Here's the answer for you. Call my good friends at Dry Concepts because nobody on this earth, at any rate, does the kind of job they do for you. They're the only people that dry clean your carpets, and it's an exclusive Patented method. Same idea as dry cleaning your clothing, which sucks out. Can I still say that?
No.
I can say the deep down dirt, way down there in the fibers of your carpet, making them look just like brand new. They're vibrant in color, soft to the touch, they smell lemony fresh. When these people finish cleaning your carpet, it looks just like you had brand new laid on the floor. That's why I've used them for over 20 years and wouldn't dream of using anybody else. No rip-offs, no games, no tack-ons at the end of the job saying, oh, sorry, we had to add this on because we had to do this and yada yada. No chance, because they give you a written guaranteed price up front before they start doing that great job on your carpeting, your area rugs, your drapery, your upholstery, all of these things. And when you call Dry Concepts, be sure to ask them how you can save 15% on your next carpet cleaning by being on their standby list. They'll do it for you. Just to call this toll-free number, 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071. You really can clean today and entertain tonight when you call our friends at Dry Concepts. Check them on the web if you like at dryconcepts.com. Nobody, nowhere does it better. What did I just do here? Huh? Oh, you know what I did? And that's Paul Harvey Jr.'s fault. I had noodles stopped in the middle.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Jesus Christ, movie star. Are you as Mel Gibson says you are?
No.
Used to be the star of Lethal Weapon. Now he's making movies about the crucifixion. People in the theaters are bound to ask, it was okay, but was it as good as Mad Max? Jesus Christ, movie star, Rex Reed and the Pope give you 4-star. Jesus Christ, take a look. Don't see the film till you read the book.
All right.
Jesus Christ, on the screen. Glad there was no car chase scene. Jesus Christ, deity. Finally got your name in variety. Jesus Christ, movie star. Are you as Mel Gibson says you are?
Absolutely.
11:32. Happy Pesach to all the Yidlach out there. Happy Easter to all the Goyim and to all the Muslims. Cut it out already, will you please? 513 votes on a poll. Not too shabby. We got kind of a semblance of a show, but this inspired me today. I think the Beast had a good idea. George 1 to 2. The big 1 to 2 hour with George Rodriguez.
Oh!
Isn't that a good idea?
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
George can hold his own for an hour.
He's getting paid the big bucks. He can do an hour if he did. It's good practice for the days when he has to fill in, like in July and August most days.
Yep.
When I'm doing those very difficult 2-day weeks. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Boy, you talk about running dry. But why the hell not? You know, they've expended all of their energy getting all whipped up for the ball game today, for opening day. I think if 60,000 people are going to be there at PP Park today, that's probably the entire town, everybody that's in town. It's a skeleton crowd, just like they're in the building. Is there anybody else in there besides?
Not one person, just us two.
There is nobody in the building.
No
Just
one.
Zach
Carlos.
and the Beast and Freaky Carlos out front. Oh, God. And like I said, no people out front. And that's it, because everybody's over at the ballpark pretending to be big Marlins fans. And I can understand it, because it's a town that, quite frankly, is very, very boring. I mean, you know, the sun is nice, and the beaches and the water, and the beaches and the water and the sun, but it's pretty boring. And there's a whole lot of old people, and a lot of people who don't speak English, and a lot of illegal aliens just waiting for that driver's license so they can get their 57 Chevy on the road. And, you know, what do you expect? So it's opening day. Wow, I don't really care about baseball. I don't even know what this team is, but it's opening day. It's a happening. It's something. Let's go.
Yeah,
I understand that. WQAM, hello.
Illegal aliens just... Yeah!
Yes, sir.
It's 11:30 in the morning, and already there's a 2-mile backup on the turnpike for the Marlins game.
All right. Talk about phony, huh?
Yeah.
Have a good time, Pally. 2-hour 8-mile backup on the turnpike. My suggestion is turn around and go home. No, that would be bad. Don't say that. We want to get 80,000 people in there, just like a Dolphin game, right?
I think they opened the upper deck.
They're opening up the upper deck. They're going to have people sitting up there with David Sampson in a box, in the skybox. Mo Howard David's going to be there. He's going to kick, what's his name? I'd like to hear Mo do a ball game. Wouldn't you like to hear him do a baseball game?
No.
Why? Oh, I forgot. That great hate. I don't know. See, I don't think Zach hates Mo as much as you do. Now, that would be an interesting conversation.
You know.
Huh? Which one of you hates him worse?
I do.
I think Beast is up there.
Yeah. Now, Zach is more laid back. Zach is a little bit more, although, you know what we haven't played today?
What?
What's that?
And I'm not really sure. I haven't listened to any of the, to see, since we got the language police going, I haven't checked out to see if...
Did you see our ratings for the last book?
Yeah, I know whose fault that is.
Sure. Couldn't possibly be us.
Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for mo, no more.
I got enough I gotta think about on top of getting raped, and I don't need a rating that's a -8.
Don't care what you do, long as it's understood. You gotta work a little harder on the guest you book.
Or else you got to go. There's a lot of fat producers, you know.
That's right.
Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for mo, no, mo. Oh, brother, all that blubber I don't understand. How you can eat from a trough while using both hands.
You big fat cunt, you made a ratings fool. You're just like Clinton, it's all your fault.
Better straighten your fat ass out.
Or we'll take the food out of your mouth.
That's right.
Watch your back, Jack, or you won't wait for mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo. Watch your back, Jack, or you won't wait for mo, no more. Listen what we say.
Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo, no, mo.
Watch your back, Jack, or you won't wait for mo, no more.
You know who I am? You're lucky you got a job here. Try that one more time and you're all fired.
I love that. And there's no bad words that we had to bleep out in there either.
Nice.
That was fantastic. But even though, now, of course, the fact that we got Zach there, and the Beast is going to, I'm glad they got both of you, because the Beast can, like, override any lies that you might tell. Now, Clarence is not there, nowhere to be seen, right? So we got nobody to, like, hold your hand, twist your arm, put words in your mouth. Now, when you left the Mo Howard David show, it was mainly by his wanting you off of the show.
It was mutual.
Is that correct or not?
Mutual.
See, he won't tell the truth. Now, but the Beast will tell us the real story. Yeah.
I think both parties want to go in a different direction, but more so for Mo.
Yeah. But this business about, Zach had this other job and all of this other stuff in his life. In the meantime, he's right there 8 to 10 with Joe Rose, so anybody can see through that lie.
No, but I do have another job.
Yeah, so you have another job, but in the meantime, you could have still been on there with Mo if he would have wanted you to be there.
Absolutely.
He wanted you out.
Absolutely.
You had to be the scapegoat.
Absolutely.
For his failures, for that bad piece. And probably your life is much better being off of it.
That's right.
I'm really curious about that, because I'm not there most of the time, and I'm really curious about the 8 o'clock crossover when Joe Rose is standing there waiting to go in and
what crossover?
Huh?
What crossover?
Well, no, I don't mean crossover in terms of like we used to where we'd be on each other's shows, but I'm turning in terms of the changing of the guard at 8 o'clock when Mo is going out and Joe is coming in, and the Beast also.
Usually it's Mo trying to talk to Joe and Joe ignoring Mo.
Really?
Yeah.
So in other words, Mo again is extending the hand of friendship even after he bit it and chewed it and spat it out. Like he tried with me.
Right.
See, this is a sad situation where you got a cranky, nasty, bitter old man who tries to get everybody canned and just rips them an ass, and then shake my hand and let's be friends now. Screw you, Mo, okay? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Good. You make me sick. Anyway, see, that's one thing I'm not, although I will come in early next week. I think what I'm going to do is take that muskrat hairpiece that we have over there in Luis Miguel's head and do like I always do. I'll just sit there across from him from about 7:15 till 8 o'clock every morning when I'm there.
All right.
Just staring at him, huh?
Plus, you'll get to meet our new producer, Shy.
Yeah. Is he Shy? Oh, he's still there?
Yeah, Shy from Israel.
Is that the one from New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still there.
The Savior, the Messiah.
Just wait till they have one bad trend. He'll be gone. 21 till noon at 560. Boy, I'll tell you, the pressure's mounting now. You can feel it. Can't you?
I have no life.
I mean, the Marlins and the Expos, what more could anybody want? What's not to like? Opening day. Oh, you can smell the hot dogs and the beer and the soda, and you can smell all the leather, the shoe leather, and the leather of the gloves, and oh, God.
Plus,
jock straps.
I bet Crow's over there. Goldie.
Hey, isn't it time you called Dial-A-Mattress at 1-800-Mattress? Dial-A-Mattress backs up everything they say in their advertising 100%, but their competitors still use lots of lies. When you see a mattress ad making outrageous claims, read the fine print. There are lots of lies, lots of BS waiting out there. Here's an example. In big print, the ads scream, no down payment, no interest, no payments for 24 months. But the tiny print at the bottom reads like an encyclopedia of disclaimers, requires a minimum purchase higher than the advertised sale prices. Many times, not a single advertised item would qualify for even financing. Interest penalties 21% or more. Shoppers who need financing the most rarely qualify anyway. Dial-A-Mattress ads have no tiny print, no disclaimers, no lies, no BS. When you call 1-800-Mattress, you discover there's never an extra charge for same-day delivery. And Dollar Mattress takes same-day delivery orders all day long, from Kendall to Stewart, from Palm Beach to Fort Myers, even in Otis. When you call 1-800-Mattress, you pick the date and 2-hour delivery window you want your mattress delivered. So call now and see why 1-800-Mattress is ranked the best in the universe in overall customer satisfaction. And Dollar Mattress reminds you to read the fine print because they want you to know what you're buying, even if you decide not to buy from them. So do what I always do and all the smart shoppers do. Make the one easy call. It's the easiest piece of shopping you'll ever do. Just sit there on your fat ass and call 1-800-Mattress or log on to their website, mattress.com. Dial a mattress, 1-800-MATTRES, the honest way to buy you a great new bed.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Marlins, give me another beer.
Oh! Take me out to the Marlins. Let me gawk at the crowd. Yahoos, nose pickers, and drunken slobs. 30,000 Julios with uncircumcised dogs. They all root like a bunch of pigs, while we all root for our team. They'll drink 8, 9, 10 quarts of beer in their Panalooties day.
Incredible.
They'll drink 8, 9, 10 quarts of beer in their Panalooties day.
Oh!
11:43, 17 away from Joe Zagacki. Joe Z, man, he is the best.
Joe Zagacki sucks, okay?
Okay.
He'll be out there at PP Park. Speaking of Pantalooni's PP. When are we going to get a name for that stadium, I should ask? I don't want to, start in trouble, but are we ever going to get a real name for the stadiums?
Wayne refuses to put it back to Joe Robbie.
He what?
Wayne is refusing to put it back to Joe Robbie.
Oh, he wouldn't want to do that because Joe Robbie paid for it with his own money, which is why his family's in hock to the rest of their lives. But nevertheless, at least Joe said he was a hard ass. If you don't want to build it for me, I'll build it and then they will come, As opposed to Wayne, who's like, oh, come on, either do it for me or I'm not going to play there. That crap. I'm not playing that bit again. Wayne, you make us all sick, okay? If you give these poor guys a better deal, these poor billionaire guys a better deal, they wouldn't have to be begging for a new stadium. Just give them a little bit of the concession stuff and just cut the crap. 564 votes on the poll. Based on all that's happened, what's your current take on the war, the mess in Iraq, the atrocity, the psychotic crap? It was based on lies, and Bush should be impeached. 375, two-thirds, 66.4% say that. It was based on lies, period. 52 say that. I think it had to be done, but was poorly planned. About 50 say that. Over 600 Americans have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 43. What's that T on the end of over? I just noticed there, Eric. I don't want to start picking on Eric, but overt? Is that an overt act on your part, Eric?
Yes.
Oh, an overt mistake. I supported 100% meaning the war, 36, 6.3%, very weak. And I'm not sure yet, still 10. Still 10 around the way to the ball game already fried. Boy, can you imagine how pickled they're going to be at that ball game? Man, they're going to be just... 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM, hello. Not there. WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Good morning.
In honor of opening day and how baseball was before Wayne ruined it for me personally, could you play that play-by-play on the radio back
I don't have it here.
There used to be good announcers. Oh, you don't have it? I love that. It always gives me goosebumps. All right. Well, maybe when you get back to town.
We'll work on it. We'll try to find it.
Thank you, Neil.
Have a great day. We love the Marlins. Da, 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 da. I mean, you could find it back there. It's on the wall back there. But I don't want to, make you stand up.
Huh.
Well, it wastes a lot of energy. You might burn off a couple of calories by standing up. Plus, I don't think you're tall enough to find the disc back there on the wall. You know the one she's talking about?
Is it above 3 feet?
Baseball. What?
Is it above 3 feet off the ground?
Which one? It's above 2 feet off the ground, I think. So I don't think
you're
going to be able to find it now. Just don't worry about it. It's almost the end of the show, and she's very nice. But when they start getting pushy, when it gets to be the end of the show, oh, could you find it? No, we don't have it. I mean, we do have it, but somewhere. Look at that. Blue Jays, baby. Nice start yesterday. Blue Jays against the Tigers, against the pathetic Tigers. Final score, Detroit 7, Blue Jays nothing. The big O. Wow. I sure hope that isn't a premonition, a predecessor for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Could happen. Anything's possible. Is anybody in South Florida, anybody, talking about Stanley Cup playoffs?
Huh? What's that?
on now. Get with it. What is wrong with you people down there? There's something wrong with that town. There's something really, really wrong.
When do the Panthers play?
Let's do a hockey show. What do you say?
Okay.
Stanley.
Oh, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. It is so sad. Got some great series coming up. You got so many competitive. Look at all the teams that had over 100 points in the Eastern Conference alone, right? Oh, sorry. WQAM, hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Too slow for me, pal. Have a nice day. WQAM, hello.
Neil, how you doing? Good morning.
Pretty good.
It's funny that you were talking about hockey there. I don't know if you heard about this, if it was called in the last couple of days, but on Sunday, looks like Geldy leveled a profanity fly in the period break there.
Oh, no.
During the intermission there of the second.
Well, I don't want to hear the word.
Well, I'm not going to say it. During the second and third period, I guess all the production staff there got him with silly string. And after he does his sign-off, right after that, when the camera's still on him, turns around and says, "You effing guys."
Really?
Yeah, he said it.
You mean on the big thing there on the
On the Jumbotron.
on the Jumbotron, whatever the hell they call that, right?
I'm about 99.9% sure. That's
Oh
what he
my
said.
God, that might be the end of his broadcast career with the Panther organization. They get wind of that.
With any luck, it would
So
be.
thanks for bringing that to their attention. Thank you.
No problem, and go Leafs.
Have a great day. Go Leafs, go, baby. Leafs in Ottawa start Thursday right at the Air Canada Center. Final score in the first game: Toronto 5, Ottawa 1. Eddie. I can just feel it now, man. This town is going to be on fire. They are going to be smoking. See, that's the difference. It's like that all the time. It's not just this phony, well, it's opening day and we're all going to go out there. Of course, you know, it's going to be, don't you think it's going to be real interesting to see tomorrow and Friday, and Thursday rather, how many people show up?
Yeah, and obviously.
Because the Expos are probably about the worst draw in the entire league. I mean, nobody wants to see the Expos. Even in Montreal, they don't want to see them. Even though they played pretty good most of the early part of the season last year. But, I mean, nobody wants to see them. Plus,
Right.
there's no people from Montreal, thank goodness. Right?
There's still a few left over.
A few frogs?
Yeah.
They're waving their Montreal flags. Drinking a lot of Pepsis. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Wasn't that something about Jeff Cohen? Well, same guy. Jeff Cohen calling in earlier, giving himself a free plug. Yep. I'm surprised he hasn't brought you guys any matzo pizza today.
Well.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
George isn't here.
Because you're both polishing. You're both probably going to fade away by noon.
I would think
if you
so.
didn't bring any food. Too late now, Jeff. Maybe tomorrow for Zach.
That would be nice.
Zach and Josh, because I don't think Zach's ever had that. The Beast, you don't need it. We're trying to keep your ass alive.
I won't be here.
I know. I'm saying we're trying to keep your ass alive. That's why I'm saying not today. WQAM, hello.
Yes, may I talk to Neil, please?
Speaking, sir.
Oh, Neil, how are you?
Pretty good.
Happy,
Sukkot.
Passover.
Happy Shavuos.
Neil, you remember that code you had that, I don't know if you can play it anymore, about the baseball manager that's talking about the players and the people.
Oh, there's no chance. Yeah, I know that one. We can't play that.
Yeah, because every other one was a bit.
Every other word was a.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Too bad. Well, we're
a
going to have to
beautiful
do
thing.
something about this thing. I written to just about everybody I can get to about it. And I see if going to get some answers back. If not, they ain't going to get no
Hold your
vote
breath,
for me.
man. Hold your breath.
Okay. Well, good luck, Neil.
Good luck to us, man. Thanks for trying. I'll see you on the boat.
Is that guy on a treadmill?
Freedom of speech is dead, baby. Freedom of speech is finito. Let's see. Hey, it says this fax. As I watch Bremer and his thugs, I have to laugh. When he and Bushy describe what's going on in Iraq, I don't laugh. I want to cry. It's not funny. When they say things like these thugs and dead-enders, every cliche and phrase this administration puts out to describe who and what's happening. Have they been watching the same thing we watch or read? See, if you'd watch the BBC, in fact, I could put the BBC on right now, but they'd probably cut me off the air. I mean, then you'll see what the news is really all about, what's really happening.
To Arab countries. Well, democracy is a very, very long process.
Very, very long. That's what he said. He said it's very, very long. We probably should have bleeped that, you know, because we don't know what he's talking about when he said it's very, very long. See? It says, if this turnover happens on the 30th, Bremer should turn over 10 bodyguards he travels with because everything will be just fine on that day, right?
Oh, we're fine.
And it says, take care, Pally. I wonder who this is from, Pally.
Hiya, Pally.
The worst news I have for the audience is that Jeff High, a.k.a. Fat Boy, was bouncing around there with his 800 pounds in shorts.
Hiya, Pally.
In honor of the Marlin opening day, that the entire sales department's over there, everybody works in the building is over there. What a phony bunch of really... Oh, God. It's just amazing, isn't it? You know what I'm talking about.
No, because
they're going to go over there and suck down the free booze and the free food.
Any chance that any of these people have to get out of this building, they go. Any excuse.
Right. As a matter of fact, just to show you what a dedicated employee I am, I'm going to stay here till 2. I'm going to, even though you won't be hearing me, well, you could hear me, I'm going to stay on till 2. You believe me?
No.
Oh. Maybe on the internet.
No.
I'll tell you, the day that Pharrell and I did that hour on the internet when the transmitter went off.
Goodness.
That was great stuff, man. Every other word was one of those.
That was classic.
Not only was it classic, but that's the kind of radio that the public really wants to hear. Michael Powell and Michael Kops and all you other lunatics, you fascists, you Nazi bastards, that's what the public wants to hear. It's funny, it's amusing, but the sense of humor is gone now. See, it's done for prurient interest and appeals to the prurient interest, yeah.
There might be a kid in the car. They don't want to hear that.
Seeing a flash of a boobie for a half a second. Oh, my God, we're going to go to hell in a handbasket now. A tisk and a tasket. He said something about a basket. He's fired. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, it's 11:53. Marlin, man, the pressure is, I'm almost ready to just let a big one out now.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Want a full investigation? The children, what about the children? The children, I want a full investigation. The children, what about the children? The children, what about the children? Michael Cow wanna know where to move that. Drop the foul by the gal, better keep that. He don't want you to ever to see that. All to do, all to think, all to say crap. And I'm qualified and spoiled bitch brat. Got the gig as a gift from his old man. That should tell you where the hell his head's at. Boots got corals, prophets blushing. They close their eyes and pray the yushki. Save us so long from nudity. That's gay, or their music queen. Michael Powell wanna know where to move that. And if he finds that to show that he has a mind of a 5-year-old lad. Violence is good, but sex is so bad. Needs a graham cracker milk and a long nap. Thanks to the job that he got from his dad. We got a moralist FCC man. If you don't want the children seeing nudity, that's your own responsibility. Clean your own mess up, don't bother me with this. I don't want to babysit your kid. Michael Powell wanna know where to move that. He didn't like what he saw when he sat on the toilet with a feminine backpack. It was ridiculous from a boobie that sack. On the sissy that likes to grandstand. Michael Powell wanna know where to move that. Michael Powell wanna know where to move that.
Well, it's almost that time. Aren't you excited?
I can't wait.
Aren't you guys going out there?
I'm not.
Me either.
I bet you're not going out there?
No.
Oh, come on.
All the free food's gone.
Put on your phone, your best phony, a Marlin fan, go to meet and look on your puss. 650 votes on the poll. Based on all that's happened, what's your current take on the war in Iraq? It was based on lies. Bush should be impeached, 409, almost 66%. It was based on lies, 56. I think it had to be done, but was poorly planned, 56. Over 600 American lives have been sacrificed by the Bush crowd, 47. I supported 100%, 41, 6.5%, a paltry few, and I'm not sure yet, 13. They're still trying to figure it out. Joe Zagacki from PT Park coming up next, the pregame, the opening day, baby. Marlins on deck, 12:45. The Marlins host the Expos at 1:20 game time, and the Humper, the Hebrew Hammer, follows the baseball game about 4 thereabouts. Happy face-off. And in closing,